Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are doing great. I am Neha Rajvanshi and I welcome you all in today's class, that is English class of class 8th. So students, we are discussing with our grammar syllabus and now we are studying about our topic, that is adjective. So till now we have discussed the different kinds of adjective, and yes, in the previous video we have seen the different degrees of comparison, and now I am very much sure that you all are aware with this thing that basically we are having 3 degrees of comparison. They are positive degree, comparative degree, and yes, the third one is superlative degree. And we have seen the different kinds of sentence structures also. We have discussed so many examples also in the previous video, and in today's video also we will continue with the same topic. In this video also we will discuss more about adjective. So now let's begin our today's video. So students, now you all know this thing that we are having 3 degrees of comparison, and we were discussing this thing in the previous video. So that time you may have this question in your mind that how can we change positive degree word into comparative and superlative, because adjective generally they are in the positive degree form, right? जो actual word होता है वो कैसा होता है, positive degree में होता है. So how can we convert that positive degree word into comparative and superlative degree? So this may be your question, and yes, now in today's video we are having certain rules. So now we will discuss all the rules that we are having for this thing, or we can say for converting positive degree word into comparative and superlative degree. So now first of all let's read what we are having here. Rules for changing positive degree into comparative and superlative degree. So yes students, we are having certain rules, and with the help of those rules we can convert, we can change any positive degree word into comparative and superlative degree. So now we will discuss all those rules, and yes, all these rules are very much helpful, and yes students, you have to learn all these rules, because according to these rules only we will be able to convert positive degree word into comparative and superlative degree. So first of all we are having our first rule, so let's read. Generally we add er and est at the end of the positive degree word. Why? To make it comparative and superlative respectively. So what it means? It means that according to this point we just add er where at the end of the positive degree word. Why? To have the comparative degree word, and we add est at the end of the positive degree word to get the superlative degree. So जो भी positive degree का word है उसकी spelling के अगर end में हमने er add कर दिया, then we will be having comparative degree word, and if we are adding est at the end of the positive degree word, then we will have our superlative degree word. This is our first rule. I hope the rule is clear. We just have to add er and est to get comparative and superlative degree respectively, right? And now we are having certain words here that are related with this rule. So let's see. So we are having 3 heading here. The first is positive degree, second is comparative degree, and the third one is superlative degree. So let's have a look. First of all we are having tall. So tall, it's a positive degree word, right? And now we have to convert this word that is tall into comparative degree, and according to the rule that we have just discussed, what we have to do, we have to add er. Suppose I am writing here, so we are having tall, we have to add er. So what will be there? We will have taller, taller. Clear? So yes, same thing we are having here, taller. So what did we do actually? We just add er, right? Similarly, to have the superlative degree, what did we do? We just added est. So now we are having tallest. Clear? So this is tall, positive degree. If we are adding er, it will be taller, that will be comparative degree, and if we are adding est, then it will be tallest, and yes, this is our superlative degree. Clear? Next we are having high. Again high, it's a positive degree word, and if we want to convert high into comparative degree, then what we have to do? Yes, we have to add er and it will be higher, right? And to get the superlative degree, we have to add est, then the spelling will be highest. So it is high, higher and highest. Okay. Next is poor. Yes, again poor, it's a positive degree word and we want to have comparative degree. So yes, we are adding er and we are adding est to get the superlative degree. So it will be poorer in comparative degree and poorest in superlative degree. So yes, poor, poorer and poorest, right? Next is slow. Again slow, it's a positive degree word and we have to add er to get comparative degree and est to get the superlative degree. So it will be slow, slower and slowest, right? Next we are having bright. Bright, it's a positive degree word. We want to convert positive degree into comparative degree. Then we have to add er. So it will be brighter. And if we are adding est, then it will be brightest. That is superlative degree word. Next we are having great. Great, it's a positive degree. So yes, again we have to add er. It will be greater, that is comparative degree word, and we have to add est, that will be greatest, and yes, this is superlative degree word. Next we are having dear. So again dear, it's a positive degree. So yes, we are adding er, it will be dearer, and we are adding est, it will be dearest, to make comparative and superlative respectively. Alright, so this is our first rule. It's a very easy rule. According to this rule, we just have to add er and est where at the end of the spelling, at the end of the word, to have comparative and superlative degrees. Yes, and we have discussed so many words now. So now I am sure that this thing is clear. And similarly, if we are adding est, then it will be tallest and that will be superlative degree word, right? So this is our first rule. Okay, moving on. Now we are having our second rule. So let's see. If the positive degree word has e at the end, then what we have to do? Then we just add r and st to make it comparative and superlative respectively. So now in this second rule, we are having certain change. So what is this change? So now what is the condition? Now the condition is that if the last letter of the word is e, okay, अगर positive degree का जो last letter है, जो last alphabet है, if we are having e at the end of the spelling, then we just add r and st to make comparative and superlative degree respectively. And I am sure that you all are able to have the reason that why we are adding now just r and st, because according to the first rule, what we were adding er and est. Now this rule is having about this point that already अगर spelling में e हमें given है, already spelling का जो last letter है वो e है, then we don't need to add one more e, right? Then just add r and just add st, right? I am sure reason is clear, because हमें वैसे तो क्या add करना होता है, e r और est add करना है, but अगर e हमें already given है, अगर spelling का जो last letter है वो already e है, then we don't need to add one more e, right? Then just add r and just add st to get comparative and superlative degree respectively. And yes, we will discuss some examples to clear this point. So again we are having one table here, and our headings are positive, comparative and superlative degree, and all these spellings are having one thing common, that is the last letter is e. Okay, so now let's discuss. The first word is white, right? The last letter we can see we are having e. So when we are having e as the last letter, as the last alphabet, then we don't add ER, we just add R, because we don't need one extra E, because E is already given. So now what we are doing, we are just adding R to get comparative degree. And yes, similarly we are not adding EST, but we are just adding ST at the end of the spelling to get the superlative degree. So it will be white, whiter and whitest, right? Next we are having brave. Brave, yes, it's a positive degree word and we are having E at the end of the spelling. So to make comparative degree word, we are just adding R, and to get the superlative degree word, we are just adding ST. So now it is brave, braver and bravest. Okay. Next is wise. So again we are having positive degree word and we are having E at the end of the spelling. So to make comparative degree word, we are adding R, so it will be wiser. Similarly, to make superlative degree word, we are adding ST, so it will be wisest. So now we are having wise, wiser and wisest. Okay. Next is white. So next we are having white. So again we are having positive degree word and we are having E at the end of the spelling, and we have to convert it into comparative degree. So what we are doing, we are just adding R here. So because of that, to wide it will be wider, and we are adding ST. So wide it will be widest. Next is fine. Similarly, according to the rule we are doing here, we are just adding R, we are just adding ST. So it will be fine, finer and finest. Next is able. In this word also we have to do the same, just add R and ST and it will be able, abler and ablest, right? So this is our rule number 2. Again I am repeating, according to this rule, if the last letter of the positive degree is E, then we don't need one more E, then we just add R and ST to convert that word into comparative and superlative degree respectively. Yes, and we have discussed so many words. So now I am sure that this rule, this point is clear. Okay. Next, moving on, we are having our third point. So let's see what we are having here. If the last letter of positive degree word is any consonant and before consonant we are having one vowel, then we just double the consonant letter. So this is a very important rule, student. According to this rule, we have to look at the spelling very carefully, and if the last letter of the spelling is any consonant, so students, I am very much sure you all are aware with this term what consonant means. Yes, in our English language we are having 5 vowels, right? A, E, I, O and U. These 5 letters are known as vowels, and rest of the letters, so we can say rest of the alphabets, they are known as consonants. So now according to this rule, if the last letter is any of the consonant, and one more condition is there, that is before consonant, if we are having any vowel, right, then what we have to do, then we have to डबल द कॉन्सोनेंट लेटर. जो कॉन्सोनेंट लेटर हमें जो भी दिया हुआ है उस लेटर को हमें 2 बार लिखना है, उस लेटर को हमें डबल करके लिखना है. दिस इज द रूल. आई होप यू आर गेटिंग द पॉइंट. अगेन आई एम रिपीटिंग दिस थिंग. इफ द लास्ट लेटर ऑफ द पॉजिटिव डिग्री इज एनी कॉन्सोनेंट, सो इन दिस रूल वी आर हैविंग 2 conditions. First condition is that the last letter should be one of the consonant, and the second condition is that before consonant there must be one vowel. And if we are having both the conditions, then what we have to do, then we have to double the consonant letter. This is the point, and yes, we are having some words here related with this point. So again, one table we are having, and positive degree, comparative degree and superlative degree. So now let's discuss the words. First word we are having here, that is said. We can see the spelling. It is clear that D, it is one of the consonant. This is our first condition. The second condition was that before consonant one vowel should be there. So let's check what we are having here. Before D we are having A, and yes, A, it is one of the vowel. So yes, both the conditions are applicable here. Yes, so now we have to apply this rule, and according to this rule that we have just discussed, what we have to do, we have to double the consonant letter. So it means I am writing here one time, just look at here. So we are having said. So what is the consonant? The consonant is said. So उसको हमें double करना है, उसको हमें 2 बार लिखना है, and after that same thing, just add ER and EST to have comparative and superlative degree respectively. But what is the point? The point is कि जो last consonant letter है वो double हो जाएगा, वो spelling में हमें 2 times लिखना है. Same thing we are having here, SAD. So what we are doing here, first of all we are doubling the letter D. Okay, हम D को 2 बार लिख रहे हैं, and after that we are adding ER. Similarly in superlative degree also, first of all we have to double the letter D, and after that we are adding EST. So yes, it will be said, sadder and saddest. Students, look at the spelling very carefully, because ये थोड़ा सा change होती है, आपकी spelling wrong हो जाएगी. You have to learn all the rules that how we have to convert positive degree into comparative and superlative degree. So now let's discuss next word, that is red. Red, it's a positive degree word. Again, just look at the rules. The first rule was, the first condition you can say was that the last letter should be consonant. Yes, we are having one consonant. Before consonant we are having E, and E, it is also one of the vowel. Again, both the conditions are applicable here. So again we have to double our consonant letter, and after that we have to add ER and EST. So yes, it will be red, redder and reddest. Next one is thin. Thin, it's a positive degree word. We can look at the spelling, we can do the analysis. The last letter we are having here, that is N, and it is one of the consonant. Before N we are having I, that is one of the vowel. So again we have to do the same thing. Again we have to first of all double the letter, and after that we have to add ER. And yes, to make the superlative degree, again first of all we have to double the letter, and then we have to add EST. So it will be thin, thinner and thinnest. Next is wet. Wet, we all know it's a positive degree word. Again we are having T, that is one of the consonant. Before T we are having E, that is one of the vowel. Again both the conditions are applicable, so we have to do the same thing. We are first of all doubling the letters, doubling the consonant, that is T, and after that we are adding ER and EST. So it will be wet, wetter and wettest. Next we are having hot. Hot, last letter is T. Before T we are having O, that is one of the vowel. So yes, again we have to do the same thing. First of all we have to double the letter T, and after that we have to add ER and EST. So it will be hot, hotter and hottest. Okay, I hope this rule is clear. According to this rule, we have to look at the spelling very carefully, and 2 conditions we are given here. The first condition is the last letter should be consonant. The second condition is that before consonant there should be one vowel, and if both the conditions are true, then just double the letter, just double the consonant letter, and after that just add ER and EST. Okay. So I am very much sure that rule is clear, because we have discussed so many examples also. So now moving on, we are having our next rule. So let's see. if the positive degree word has y at the end and before y any consonant is there, then we change y into I. So in this rule also we are having two conditions. Again I am just look at the rule very carefully. I am repeating the rule, so listen very carefully. According to this rule, the last letter of the positive degree should be y, first condition, and the second condition is that before y there should be any consonant. Then what we have to do? Then we have to convert y into I. ओके, सो स्पेलिंग में हमें थोड़ा सा चेंज करना है. जब हम उसको कंपैरेटिव में और सुपरलेटिव डिग्री में जब हम चेंज करेंगे, सो हम y को रिप्लेस कर देंगे किससे? I के साथ. सो दिस इज द रूल एंड नाउ वी आर हैविंग द एग्जांपल. सो लेट्स सी. First of all, we are having easy. So we can say that last letter is Y, and the second condition was that before Y there should be one consonant. So we are having S. Yes, it is one of the consonant. So now according to the rule, when we will convert easy into comparative degree. So now look at the spelling very carefully. What we are having here in the place of Y, what we are writing here, we are having I. Look at the spelling, that is EASIER, right? Similarly, in superlative degree also we are having EST at the end of the spelling, but before EST what we are having? Again we just replaced Y into I. Okay, so this is the rule. If the last letter is Y and before Y we are having any consonant, then we have to replace Y with I. So it will be easy, easier and easiest. Next we are having lazy. Again we can see the spelling. The last letter is Y and before Y we are having Z. That is one of the consonant. So again we have to do the same thing. We have to replace Y with I. So now it will be lazy, lazier and laziest. Okay, other things are the same. We are just adding ER and EST. The difference is that Y it will be replaced with I. Okay. Next we are having heavy. Again we are just replacing Y with I. So it will be heavier, and now in superlative degree it will be heaviest. Next we are having happy. Happy, it's a positive degree word. At the end of the spelling we are having Y. Before Y we are having one consonant also. So again Y it will be replaced with I. So happy it will be happier in comparative degree sentence, and in superlative degree it will be happiest. And you can see the spelling in both the degree comparative and superlative we are replacing Y with I. Next is wealthy. Wealthy, it's a positive degree word. At the end of the spelling we are having Y. Before Y we are having H. That is again one of the consonant. So yes, if both the conditions are applicable, then we have to do this. Then we have to replace Y with I. So now comparative degree will be wealthier and superlative degree will be wealthiest. Next we are having healthy. So again we can see we are having Y at the end of the spelling, and before Y we are having H. That is one of the consonant. So again we are replacing Y with I. So healthy it will be healthier and healthiest. Next is dry. So dry, at the end of the spelling we can see we are having Y. Before Y we are having R. That is one of the consonant. So same thing we are having here. We are replacing Y with I. So dry it will be drier and driest. ओके, सो बहुत ही छोटे छोटे से डिफरेंसेस है, बहुत छोटी छोटी से हमें चेंजेस करनी है, बट यस दीज चेंजेस वी हैव टू डू, एंड फॉर दैट स्टूडेंट्स यू हैव टू लर्न ऑल द रूल्स वेरी केयरफुली. ओके, आई एम श्योर दैट दिस रूल इज ऑल्सो क्लियर. नाउ मूविंग ऑन, वी आर हैविंग आवर नेक्स्ट रूल. सो लेट्स सी. If the positive degree word has Y at the end of the spelling and before Y we are having any vowel. So students, in the previous rule we were having that at the end of the spelling Y is there and before Y we were having any consonant, right? But now if we are having any vowel before Y, then what we have to do? So let's see. Then we just add ER and EST to make it comparative and and superlative degree respectively. It means that if we are having consonant before y, then y it will be replaced with I. But if before y we don't have any consonant but any vowel is there, then we don't need to replace y. तब हमें y को y ही रखना है. Only we have to add er and est. So let's look at the examples that we are having here. The first example is gay. Gay means to be happy. So if we are having y at the end and before y we are having a, that is one of the vowel. So now we don't need to replace y. In comparative degree also we will write the same spelling, we will write the same y, and after y we are adding er, and same thing we have to do in superlative degree. We have to write same y, no need to replace y, and after that we have to write est. So it will be gay, gayer and gayest. Next we are having grey. Again we can see y and before y we are having one vowel. So now we don't need to replace y, same spelling will be there. So it will be grey, grayer and greyest. Okay, so student just learn this thing that before y what we are having, that is very important. If we are having consonant, then we are having a different rule, and if we are having any vowels, then also for that we are having a different rule. So look at the spelling very carefully, observe that what kind of letter we are having. We are having consonant or we are having vowel, and then according to that just apply the rule and convert your positive degree into comparative and superlative degree. Alright. Next, moving on, we are having our next rule. Some positive words have different comparative and superlative words. So now we are having this thing that there are certain words, there are certain positive degree words, and those positive degree words are having some different words. Like हम उनमें er, est ऐड नहीं करते हैं, but जो spelling होती है वो totally change हो जाती है. एक बिल्कुल ही different spelling हमें लिखनी होती है to make it comparative and superlative degree. So for that we have to go through to this table to understand what are those words. So let's see student, first of all we are having good. So it's a very common word, we all use these words. So good, this is positive degree, comparative degree will be better and superlative degree will be best. And students you have to learn this table, okay, because यहाँ पे हमें rules apply नहीं करने हैं, हमें er और est use नहीं करना है, but जो spelling है वो completely change हो जाती है. Next we are having bad. So it will be worse in comparative degree and worst in superlative degree. Next we are having little. So comparative degree will be less and superlative degree will be least. Next we are having much. Much and many, they are same, and to convert comparative degree will be more. Both much and many, they will be converted into more in comparative degree, and they both will be converted into most in superlative degree. Next we are having far. So far it will be farther in comparative degree and farthest in superlative degree. So it's a very important table student. You have to learn this table. You have to learn all these words because all these words are having a different spelling in comparative and superlative degree. Alright. Now we are having our next rule. So let's see. If the positive degree has 2 or more syllables word, we add more and the most before the word to make it comparative and superlative respectively. So it's a very important rule student. According to this rule, we have to look at the spelling very carefully, and after looking the spelling, we have to look at the sound, right? हमें उसको pronounce करके देखना है, हमें spelling का pronunciation देखना है, and if we find find that the word is having two or more syllable, then we have to add more and the most where before the word. Why? To convert it into comparative and superlative degree. It means अगर हमने spelling से पहले more add करा, then it will be comparative degree word, and if we are adding the most, then we will find our superlative degree word. So students, this is a very important rule, and now you have to understand this word, that what is two or more syllable word. So student, whenever we do the pronunciation of any word, then only we can find कि जो word है उसमें single syllable word है, double syllable word है, और maybe दो से ज़्यादा syllable भी word में हो सकते हैं. So that we will find only after having a proper pronunciation. So now we are having one table. We are having certain words. With the help of this table, I am sure you will be able to find, you will be able to understand what double syllable word means. So first of all, let's see, we are having difficult. So student, when we are having the pronunciation, just speak the word loudly. What word we are having here? It is difficult. Okay, so we can see very clearly that in this spelling, in this pronunciation especially, जो pronunciation है वो हम एक साथ नहीं बोल रहे हैं, right? There is a little pause if we are pronouncing difficult, right? So we can see clearly we are having two different pronunciation, diffy and cult. Okay, so this is difficult, so it means it is a double syllable word. So basically double syllable word means that if in the pronunciation of any word there is a little pause, या और we can say कि जो spelling है वो दो या दो से ज़्यादा parts में लिखी हुई है, then we can say that yes, it is two or more than two syllable word. Like here we are having difficult, so it's a two syllable word. So what we are doing here, to convert it into comparative degree, we are adding more before difficult, so it will be more difficult. And if we are converting it into superlative degree, then we have to add most, so it will be most difficult. So yes, we are having difficult, more difficult and the most difficult. We all know that before superlative degree we have to add the always. Yes. Next we are having laborious. So students, only after doing a proper pronunciation you will be able to find that whether the word is single syllable, double syllable or more than two syllable words. So here we are having laborious. So yes, it's again two syllable word. So because of that we are adding more, so it is more laborious, and we are adding most, so it will be most laborious to have comparative and superlative degree words. Next we are having intelligent. So yes, intelli and gent, right? A little pause is there, so it is again double syllable word. So yes, we have to add more and most before the word to have the comparative and superlative degree. So students, be very careful here. Just observe this thing that we are not doing any changes in the spelling, right? हम spelling में कोई change नहीं कर रहे हैं. Spelling हमें as it is लिखनी है, but before the spelling we have to add these words. We have to add more in comparative degree and we have to add most in superlative degree. Spelling हमें as it is रखनी है. No change is required in the spelling, but before the spelling we have to add certain words, right? Next we are having handsome. So yes, we can see handsome, it's a double syllable word, hand and some. Okay, so for that we have to add more to get comparative degree, and we have to add most to have superlative degree. So it will be handsome, more handsome and the most handsome. Next we are having beautiful. So yes, beautiful, yes, it's a double syllable word. So for that we are adding more and most before it to have comparative and superlative degree respectively. So it will be beautiful, more beautiful and most beautiful. Next we are having interesting. Yes, interesting. It is more than two syllable word, and yes, according to the rule again we have to do the same thing. We have to add more and most before it. So it will be interesting, more interesting and most interesting. Next we are having expensive. So yes, do the proper pronunciation, have the proper pronunciation, then only you will be able to find out. So yes, here also we are having expensive. Okay, so it's a more than 2 syllable word. So yes, again we are adding more and most before it. So it will be expensive, more expensive and most expensive. Some more words we are having here. So next is courageous. So yes, it is courageous, more than 2 syllable word we are having. So yes, we have to add more and most. So it will be courageous, more courageous and most courageous. Next is magnificent. Yes, we are having हम एक syllable नहीं है, ज़्यादा syllable word हमें मिला हुआ है. So yes, for that we have to do the same thing. We are adding more and most. So it will be magnificent, more magnificent and most magnificent. Next is splendid. Okay, splendid. Yes, 2 syllable word. So it will be more splendid and most splendid. Next is useful. Okay, useful, 2 syllable word. So yes, it will be more useful and most useful. Next we are having famous. Okay, we can see famous. Fame, it's a single syllable word, but now here we are having famous. So it's a double syllable word. So for that we have to add more and most, and then we will be having famous, more famous and most famous. Next example we are having honest. Yes, again it's a double syllable word. So for that we will be having more honest as comparative degree and most honest as superlative degree. Okay, so there are certain rules that we have discussed. According to these rules only, you have to convert any positive degree word into comparative and superlative degree word. So students, just learn all the rules very carefully, just read all the examples, just go through the table that we have already discussed. So it's a very easy table actually, बहुत easy rules हैं जो हमने पढ़े हैं, आपको बहुत अच्छे से समझना है. And for this rule, yes, you have to do the proper pronunciation. You must have a proper pronunciation of the word, then only you will be able to apply this rule. And for the other rules, you just look at the spelling, that what letter we are having at the end. We are having E, we are having Y, and before Y we are having consonant, we are having vowel. So according to that, just apply the rule and convert positive degree word into comparative and superlative degree word. Okay, so I am sure that this topic, that is adjective, it is very much clear. We have discussed the different kinds of adjective, we have discussed the sentence structures of 3 degrees, and we have seen degrees of comparison also. And now in this video we have discussed so many rules, and because of this thing I am sure this topic is clear. And in the next video we will do the practice exercise related with this topic, that is adjective. So just be with me. See you in the next video. Thank you.